Hey y'all, my name is Sarah and welcome to my channel. So I want to start with my little pencil pouch. I bought this off of Amazon for, I don't know, $8, but you can find them on AliExpress, you can find them on Amazon, you can find them on JetPens. These pencil cases are pretty ubiquitous. I always keep a pencil and pen in the outer pocket. This is just a Pentel 0.5 millimeter. And I use mechanical pencils because I just can't deal with pencil leads always breaking in my pouches and pencil sharpeners, and these have erasers. I don't know why you would want anything other than a mechanical pencil when traveling. So mechanical pencil. And then I really love these slitchy pens for sketching. This is a 0.25 millimeter. They're not waterproof, but if I'm just doing little pen doodles, these are really fun to use. So I keep one of those easily accessible. And usually this case is expandable, so if you unzip this yellow zipper, the whole thing pops out. I'll show you. You can actually expand it like an expandable suitcase, so you can fit more stuff in it. If I'm traveling for more than a couple of days, I will unzip this and put more supplies in this pouch. Posca markers, various pens and pencils. So let's open this up. Inside, I always have my Sketch Wallet notebook. I like these notebooks because of the way they handle ink, like markers. So these are the Pitt marker gray set, which you'll see in my pouch. And this is a Pentel artist brush pen in gray. I always do a little doodle sheet on the back of my notebooks to see how inks are going to react. And this paper in the Sketch Wallet notebook has been so great for markers and water-based media. I wouldn't necessarily put watercolor in it, but it could probably handle light washes. But this sketchbook, for whatever reason, the way that it handles markers just looks so much better. See how smooth that gray is? You just can't, I haven't been able to get that with any other notebook except the Stillman & Byrne Epsilon series. Does pretty well. So I ordered these from Sketch Wallet. You can get them at sketchwallet.com. I do have a Sketch Wallet, which is why I had these in the first place. But I have several of these little notebooks. And so these are what I take for just little sketching while I'm out and about. Not necessarily anything that's fancy. So yeah, I do little doodles in these. This is what I would carry for my everyday carry in my purse. Also in this pouch, I have a little sad black wing. I need to just deal with that. I have a white gel pen, and this is a Pentel multi-colored color pencil, multi-pencil. So it's just nice if you want to add some color to a doodle. So it has all these colors in the barrel, and you move the clip to the color that you want, and then it's a clutch pencil, so you have to extend it out to get the color that you want. And then if you want to change it, put the color back in, and then you can rotate to get a new color. It's just super convenient to carry in this little pouch. I don't have to carry 8 colored pencils. I can just use this. I also carry in here, like I said, I mentioned I have the gray soft brush Pitt artist pen set. So it comes with the dark indigo, several grays. So that's the gray set, and I just use this to add grayscaling to my sketches if I want. I also threw in a small fine liner in dark sepia, and I have these Fudenosuke Tombow pens. I'm planning to add one more to this that has black on one end and gray on the other, and then I'll probably take these out and just use the black and gray one, but it's not here yet. So these are just little flexible nib pens. You can use them for brush lettering, but I like them to get variable line strokes in my sketches, and I can use the gray for shading. I can use, this is a neon red, I can use it for adding highlights or adding color interest, just to play with. As I said, I will often throw I have the Posca PC1 MR markers. These are really nice for doing little tight line doodles, line sketches. So like these, I use those little Poscas. And this sketch, I also used the Poscas. So they're just fun to play with. I'll throw those in if I'm out for more than a day or two. Finally, I always bring my Fude nib, my Sailor. This is the 55 degree Fude pen. They also have a 40 degree or 45 degree pen, but this one will give you the broadest line strokes. So the difference between the two pens is the 40 degree one gives you smaller lines even in the widest part of the nib. This one will give you super fine lines if you write with the tip of the nib, or super thick lines if you hold it parallel to the paper. So I really love this pen. It's super fun for sketching. I have carbon black waterproof ink in it, so if I wanted to use it for watercolor art, I could do that. And in this little side pouch, I just have some extra stuffs. I have a chunky eraser, I have some binder clips, another pencil. This is a 2B pencil. I have a little knife for emergency sharpening. I have a pencil lead sharpener. So at one point I was using clutch pencils more, and I had one of these just for sharpening clutch pencil leads. Some of the little doodads, an ink refill. This is carbon ink. A regular pencil sharpener, some string, just little extra survival stuffs. So this is my everyday carry pouch. I take this pretty much everywhere I go. I always have a sketchbook. I always have pencils and pens. And it just stays in my purse. And I keep the Fude nib out because I like to use it so much, but I should just get another one. I will also sometimes carry my carbon fountain pen. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. And I will also carry another fountain pen with water-soluble ink. So this pen is a Pilot Cavalier. It is my absolute favorite fountain pen. It's very thin, light, elegant, but it writes so smoothly. I love this pen. This one is in a Pilot Fine Nib. It's just my favorite pen, and it was really affordable. I got it off of JetPen, so it's a Pilot Cavalier. Sometimes I'll take that with me too. I also sometimes will take a multi-point ballpoint oil-based pen for sketching. This is just fun. It has 4 different colors, and it has a mechanical pencil in it. Hopefully you can see that. So it has 4 colors plus a mechanical pencil. This is a Uni Jetstream 4+1 pen, if you're looking for it. Also relatively affordable on Amazon. I think it was like $15. This is super fun for sketching too, especially if I'm only using pen. Okay, so that's everything in my everyday carry. I'm gonna pack this back up. Okay, so for longer trips or trips where I'm particularly going out to sketch with watercolor, I will bring a few extra supplies. So this is my watercolor bag. I have a little plain sketchbook in here. This is not for watercolor, just for doodles. I have my horseradish jar. I use this for my water container. I just fill it up before I leave the house. I have my smallest etcher sketchbook. They also make these in portrait orientation, so once I finish this one, I'll switch over to this portrait orientation book. And depending on my mood, I will take either my Gorilla watercolor set. I have a video about this. I'll link it in the description. But it has all the colors I would need to paint pretty much anything that I would normally want to paint. So I can do skin tones, I can do landscapes. It's just a versatile all-around small palette. And if I think I might want something a little bit more advanced, I'll take one of my other palettes. So I have a Core palette, I have a Prima palette, I have an M. Graham palette, Schmincke, I have White Nights. So I'll pick a different palette if I feel like I might want to change it up. So I will pull out all of the brushes. So these are the brushes that I use for traveling. This is my favorite travel brush. I believe it came in my Koi Pocket Field set, watercolor set. It was one of the first sets that I bought. I like this one because it comes with a plug, a water plug. So you can take off the brush part and stick this into the water container so that you can carry them separately. And that way they'll fit into a tin like this if you have space to put your water brush. So I like this water brush in particular. And the tip is, I would say medium to medium fine. And this one also doesn't leak. So I've had this water in here for several months without using it, and it doesn't get moldy, it doesn't leak. The bristles are totally dry. It only puts water out when you squeeze it, which I really like. And then I have a handful of travel brushes. So I have a Da Vinci Cosmo top. This came with a Schmincke travel set. It doesn't hold very much water, but it has a nice point and it's a good detail brush. I also have a Da Vinci Casaneo in a size 6. This is my regular go-to brush in almost any scenario anyway. So to have it in a travel brush just makes me feel comfortable when I'm out and about. So that's a Casaneo. These hold much more water than the Cosmo tops. So you can get more work with the same brush load. I also have a Raphael travel mop. This brush is okay. It's not my favorite and I can't put my finger on why. I think it doesn't hold as much water as I wish it would, but I have it in here. I use it sometimes. I also have a silver black velvet in a size 4. This is my detail brush for when I'm traveling, so I only use this for details. It's so small. You can't do much else with it, but I love silver black velvet brushes. I would eventually like to get a full set of the travel brushes, but since I have the Casaneos, I'm pretty happy with those. I also have a Casaneo in size 10 for larger washes. This brush is very big. But the Casaneos, they just hold a really nice amount of water. Not too much, not too little. Not so much as a Kolinsky Sable, but more than your average synthetic. And these are synthetic, so I appreciate that about them. I bought the size 10 because the Voyage, the silver black velvets only go up to a size 8, and I wanted something a little bit bigger to do larger washes of color. So I went ahead and got the Casaneo in size 10. I really like this brush. Okay, so in addition to my watercolor kit, if I'm going on a longer trip, I will often take a couple of larger sketchbooks. So this is the Stillman & Burn Zeta series. I have since switched to the Epsilon series, but I'm trying to finish this one up. So I've just been doing some doodles in here. I took this on a recent trip. So the paper is very smooth. It works well for markers, for watercolor, for pen, ink, pencil. This is a really good all-around paper. I am switching to the Epsilon series, which has the same paper, but is thinner, so you have more pages in your book. And I'm planning to only use that up to markers. So pen, pencil, and markers, maybe very light washes, but not much, because I just don't like the way that watercolor behaves in this book. it just kind of pulls and you can't lift it. So I think I'm going to dedicate watercolor to my watercolor sketchbooks, and I will switch to a pen ink marker book for the other stuff. If I'm going to carry 2 sketchbooks anyway, I might as well have one that is what I want. And then the other one is just a larger etcher sketchbook. This is the 5.5 by 8. So that is a quick rundown of my travel sketching kits. If you have any questions, suggestions, anything like that, please leave a comment down below. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel gain some traction. And I hope to see you again here soon. Bye!